Hello and welcome to January 2024's edition of What the Heck is Going On in the Denver Housing Market. If you are new to my monthly market update series, it is where I break down and simplify the following three things in the Denver housing market. Number one, where our market is at literally today, what is happening right now. Number two, where do I think our market is going to go in the next 3 to 4 months? And then number three, I'm going to give you three things to know for buyers and sellers. So that way, whether you're thinking about buying or selling, I'm going to set you up so you know how to win. And if you are a data nerd like me, don't you worry, I've got data for you. But if you're like, whoa, I just want to be told what the data means, I like simple, don't worry, I'm going to break down the data in very simple and easy to understand and implement terms. If you're new to my channel, my name is Torrey Drake and I am a local Denver realtor. So if you have any needs, whether new construction or resale in the greater Denver area, my contact information is below. And I want to extend a friendly invitation for you to reach out. And by the way, if you like the content, hit like and subscribe. Okay, let's jump into where is our market at today. And for this, I'm going to pull up a couple charts, but once again, don't worry, I'm going to simplify it. Let's jump on my computer. So here is our January housing market update. I'm going to break down and simplify exactly what's on the screen here, so all you got to do is listen to me, don't worry. And then keep in mind, this is December market activity. This is a January report. That means this reflects what happened in December. So our median price went down by about 3%. And in December market update, we saw about 2% depreciation as well. So we're seeing about 5 to 6% depreciation in the past 2 months alone. And the reason for that is we sold about 7% less homes last month alone, which reflects less buyers in the market. And because there's less buyers in the market, the median days to sell, how long it takes to sell a home, went up to about 29 days, a 31% increase from last month. And on top of that, we had new listings. 36% less sellers listed their home because sellers don't really want to be selling during the holidays. So 37% less sellers, 7% less buyers. And the month before that, we saw about, I'm going to get a number wrong here, about 18 to 19% less buyers as well. So we saw a really big slowdown, which resulted in that depreciation, which is completely normal in November and December here in Denver. Because coming down to the next chart here, what I want to go ahead and show you what to expect as we go forward is new listings. This is when do we expect new listings to be hitting the market here in Denver. This goes back to 2014, and this is exactly where we are today. And as you can see, as far as new listings hitting the market, we're exactly on trend with where we've pretty much always been. And we're about to see likely a big rebound up as we start to go into our spring market, because as you can see, since 2014, that's what happens pretty much every January and February, March, as listings start to really jump in. So that's where I think the market's going to be going this year is January, February, March, April, May, seeing more listings hit in the market. Why? Because we can see that it happens pretty much every single year, and we return to our basically where we normally are this time of year. Okay, pending sales. So sellers, this is when more sales start to happen. As you can see, this is where we are now. Once again, this is back to 2014, so lots of data here. So we're at the bottom of our market, which we are at pretty much every year in November and December. So what I think is going to happen in the next few months is we're going to start to see pending sales go up. Why? Number one, interest rates likely to come down. They've already come down a smidge. But number two, because more listings are hitting the market. More listings attracts more buyers. And since we're going to see more listings, I think we're going to see more buyers really soon, which creates more sales. And on top of that, average days in MLS, which means how quickly are homes selling. So on this one, we're seeing it high because it's taking a long time to sell a home right now. Well, about a month to sell a home, which is that this is always highest in November and December. It always takes the longest to sell a home November and December, pretty much every single year. So I think this number is going to start to go down as we go into Q1, because more listings brings more buyers brings more sellers, more inventory, more buyers, more sellers means homes are selling quicker. So moving forward, I think this is exactly what we are going to see. Let's go ahead and dive into three things to know for buyers. And by the way, if you are digging the content, hit like and hit subscribe. It's a cheesy ask, but it means a lot. Let's dive back in. Let's wrap this up with 3 things to know if you are a potential buyer or seller here in the Denver area. Got my notes right here. I'm looking at them. Number 1, our list to sold price ratio is 99.25%. That means on average, sellers are getting 99.25% of their asking price. Why this is important to know is that it really shows that sellers and buyers are coming together to make deals happen. So if you're a buyer, you probably shouldn't expect to absolutely dominate the seller and get like a crazy amount below asking price unless it's a unique situation. And if you're a seller, don't be so eager to accept a dramatically below asking price offer if you get one. That 99.25% shows that buyers and sellers are really coming together. Thing to know number 2 is that mortgage applications went up 16% in November of 2023. That means 16% more buyers are applying for mortgages to go buy homes in 2024. So if you're a buyer, you might be getting into a more competitive market in the first quarter of 2024 with all these buyers coming back in. If you're a seller, that's good news because more buyers are entering the market. So that's a really, really good sign of our market continuing to come back to life. I shouldn't say it that way. Our market never really died, but it slowed down. And the third thing to know is that in March of 2024 is when we're expecting to see interest rates continue to come down a little bit because we're anticipating in January and February inflation slowing down, which will likely maybe cause the Fed to lower rates a little bit. Nobody knows for sure. Anybody who claims to know for sure is a liar. So to put it nicely, however, in March, we're expecting them to come down. So if you're a buyer, that means you may have lower interest rates in March, but think about this. There's a ton of pent-up demand with buyers sitting on the sidelines waiting for rates to come down. So if rates do come down, even a smidge, it's reasonable to expect a lot more buyers are going to come into the market, and a lot of the nicer homes in each price bracket are going to get really competitive and likely get into multiple offer situations. So if you're a seller thinking about selling this year, maybe timing for that February, March, April timeframe might be ideal. The catch-22 there is, of course, you're likely going to be buying in that more competitive market as well. If you want strategies for how to sell and buy at the same time in a competitive market, feel free to reach out. I've got a lot of great strategies that are working for my other sellers right now. Well, that concludes January 2024's edition of What the Heck is Going On in the Denver Housing Market. I post these every single month, as well as a lot of home tours, a lot of good stuff about the greater Denver area. So hit subscribe and hit like if you dug the content. And I want to extend a friendly invitation for you to reach out if there's anything I can do to be helpful. Have a no pressure, no BS, no commitment conversation. Happy to have it. Guys, thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one.